Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn and I have a few reads for you today. I have the Metatron deck read as well as the general read for the twin flames on the table. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first, in through your nose. Take another deep breath and hold it. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings to you all. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And thank you for being here with me. So this Metatron read we'll do first. I'm going to roll the die as well. Today is the 19th of April, 2022, and the day adds up to 2911, which is the Three of Wands, being present in the moment. Some may see it as the ships coming in, but in the spiritual realms, like for me, it's always about being present in the moment, to your gifts, to perhaps gifts you're giving or receiving. And the 19 of the sun today. And the sun just went out. It's been out pretty much all morning, but just went out. It's been very windy today. It got cold again. You know, last I was telling you how beautiful it was for like 4 days in a row. It was perfect. And then yesterday and the day before, it got cool again. The sun's still been out, but it got a lot chillier. And it's very windy again today. I think it did rain a bit last night. So for the twin flames for April 19th, 2022, we have the number 5, which is all about change, freedom, and expansion. It's also the Hierophant of Taurus, which is in the North Node right now. We also have Uranus here, which is all about sudden changes, and that's Aquarius. And we have Libra here as well. So we have a couple air signs here with Aquarius and Libra, as well as Taurus and May as well. So May goes from Taurus to Gemini too. So you'd have all 3 air signs right there. So again, following the North Node of Taurus and dealing with air signs today and sudden events. And with Libra, it's all about creating balance, right? They're always put into a state of imbalance to create balance. So it's going from like the odd number to the even number. It's the same kind of energy there. So from the Metatron read, Metatron deck read, here's the read. I actually did clarifiers with my Wild Unknown Animal Spirit pocket tarot as well. These are the underlying energies. This card is the bottom of the deck. First card out here, and then going across, and then 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2, 3 here, and this is an addendum down below. It's like a little bit of extra cards that want to come out. And we'll get to the big read on the table next. I do have a couple other little reads. If it doesn't go too long, I'll give them to you as well. So this Metatron read was done today at 10:50 to 51 is when I cut the deck. And that's the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, the 50 of emotional fulfillment, happiness. And that can be family happiness, emotional fulfillment worldwide. And the 51 of the King of Swords as well. And the underlying energy, the bottom of the deck, was the wake-up call, the clarion call, the 11 to alignment and spirituality. And spirituality is just referencing wanting to come into unity consciousness, you know, knowing the best way to come together is through going within, where you can actually connect with everyone, as opposed to trying to connect with people without, where you can only collect or connect with a select group of people at any one time. So, and it's also a higher state of vibration when you go within, as opposed to going without to connect with someone. So the first card out was go with the flow. Again, that 1-to-1 2 of Cups energy. And the 11 is a 2 as well. So it's very much that seeing both sides of the situation, that dualistic energy that we're always in, because we're based on balance. So we're not going to ever change that situation. There's always going to be 2 sides and the need to come more to the middle. So there's less variation in dramatic events and that kind of thing, right? Trying to let go of the outliers, which means the extremes, in order to stay closer to the middle and live in a more balanced, loving state. So let's see, color-wise, the only element that came up was Mother Earth. So it's all about grounding, grounding, grounding. There's a lot of tough energies. I'm definitely feeling that psychic attack type of energy. You might want to put up a shield, right, reflecting anything that comes into you and, right, bouncing it off of you back to the sender with love. You can do that. And the colors that came up here were pink, orange, and lilac. So very much compassionate energies. Those three colors come up together a lot when we're dealing with compassion cards. So it's very much reflecting compassion back to yourself as well as to others. And grounding, grounding, grounding. So important to get your feet out in the grass and hug, right? And there may be some manipulations in the weather changes right now by the government, by the dark entities. So perhaps to get you from going outside when you should go outside and touch the ground with your feet and hug the trees with your hands. Just be really connected with your body and with the earth right now. Really call all the pieces of yourself back to integrate into your body, to be well grounded to the earth, very solid and stable. And you see that with all the air signs coming up, right? Because that could make you more scattered, going more into the mind. All right, so this Metatron read, the underlying energy, I started interpreting at 1057, which is the wheel, which is destiny and that higher vibration. With the 57, though, which is a 3 of Swords, which is all about separation and disappointment, and perhaps that broken heart energy. But we know now it's really about just realizing when you are separated and then coming back to the center point again, coming back to your heart, coming back to the present moment and to 0 point field. The underlying energy is the journey from the sacral of the orange energy to the gold, which are both the colors of the sun, of purification of that journey from the womb of the human to the portal of the sun, the purification of that rust energy into the more gold, and then purifying with the white in that portal connection, exploring Mother Earth in the purple moon, the 5D 0 point field. The mother's clarion call to align and come home, to listen, take notes, and perhaps tone in the and perhaps leading the way in the cubits of the Queen's chambers. Remember the Queen's chambers in the pyramid is 11 cubits. Leading the way in the cubits of the Queen's chamber, which here is referencing the earth, her fields of grain, and the hexahedron energy coming up here of the 6-faced shape. And the other, also dates were coming up here. And first I was getting that 32 would literally be the 2nd of May, right? Because there's only 30 days in April. So May 2nd was coming up. And then I was getting April 29th, which makes sense because 429 to 52 would be all the energies around the eclipse on the 30th. So that was coming up as very significant here. To stay home during that time, right? To ground. It's not that you can't meditate or connect, but you shouldn't astral travel, right? Because you don't know what kind of energies you're bumping into in this eclipse energies. There may be some stuff going on right now in the etheric realms that we're not aware of. Or instead of foreign travel, perhaps road trips are a better thing. But it's all about grounding here. At 11:08, and again, follow your inner guidance. If that's not true for you, then follow your inner guidance. The 11:08 is the 11 of alignment and the 8 of strength, the dance of the masculine and feminine, manifesting of dreams. And we're being called to go with the flow here in that 2 of Cups energy, 1-to-1, right? 1-to-1 relationships on the whispering bench in the purple moon with your twin flame. Remember that especially when you're feeling in separation or not trusting, right? You feel really weird and ungrounded, is that time to go into meditation or into that purple moon energies. Perhaps take a walk or go hiking or a salt bath, any of those things. Perhaps the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, and the Knight of Swords, the Messenger of Truth, may be traveling together to work out some codependencies in the family and be free with each other. And that can be anyone. That can be children, you know, it was really a family energy. So if it's not family, it would be someone you're very close to and you've known a long time. But perhaps you're traveling together to work out some more family wounding. And then the new dawn here, to remember it's a new fresh slate each day, to welcome back from the queen's chambers of the earth to the valley without the shadows now, dancing in leadership. Now that we're seeing all that's going on, it feels or looks worse because now we're seeing all the dark that was going on before that we weren't seeing. Now we're seeing it and feeling it, which means it's clearing out. The dancing in the leadership position with the flame in your right hand, the keys on the ring on the other hand, into the light, answering the call, where the salt water meets the fresh water, and again where day meets night, right, which is the sunrise and sunset, as the tree melds and collapses back together, the family tree. And that's not just your immediate family, it's our all family, right? We're all ultimately family. It's just, you know, we're farther and farther apart as far as cousins and that kind of energy. But day and night, as the tree melds and collapses back together, as the timelines release, each day clear the decks and climb the stairs to help the King of Wands balance. The Divine Feminine with a message, the Divine Masculine with the strength to manifest. The Page of Wands inspired to birth the new when the mother calls, when she rings the dinner bell. The Page of Wands is that energy of self-love, of compassionate love, of nurturing. As the earth, Terra Gaia, Mother, inspires the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Swords is the big bird energy, to focus on their wings and their light body, on trying angles, the triangle of the rainbow, of trying angles in different colors, of direct connect and your path. And I was just getting to, as I was stretching, do some stretches facing different directions in your house and see how different it feels, because you may be really unstabilized facing in a certain direction. So know which direction actually resonates with you the most. You know, for me, of course, I'm always going to look usually north or east for me, but south is good for me as well. But I'm always in kind of in that eastish direction. And I was facing west today, or perhaps more southwest, or just west, no, southwest. And yeah, it was I definitely was not as stable as I was facing the other way. But yeah, just try it out, see how it feels for you, so you understand your energy and how it relates to everything in your environment. Right, so that Queen of Swords is coming up as the focus on the light body, the wings, and releasing that energy, trying different angles and different colors, and of the direct connect from you to source and your path. The Queen of Wands is coming up here as the stretch and lunge energy of the physical body, to release that extra energy from the physical body, which here in the cards is showing that energy being released back to the King of Wands, or the Divine Masculine, who will then pass the energy back to the Knight of Swords and the High Priestess in your other energies in order to clear at the 0 point. So again, it's the dance of the energies back and forth between the masculine and feminine, and how it clears and transmutes between you. The journey of Pisces, Cancer, Virgo, Libra, Leo, Taurus, and perhaps Sagittarius too are specifically coming up here in this read. The transformation of light and dark in transmuting chaos of love light, right? Because life is chaos when it first comes in, just like birth or receiving the sunlight. When we first receive it, it's coming up as we're learning how to transmute the chaos of the love light that comes into us without destroying its structure or its integrity. Or in other words, what Dan Winters talks about regarding non-disruptive longitudinal interference. It's the same thing. It's allowing this ray to come in without destroying its integrity, and receiving it and transmuting it without having to break it down and destroying its original structure. So allowing the body upgrades without resistance to stretch where it feels good, right? When those stretches that feel really good. And when those stretches that feel really good, it's because you were just guided to do that stretch. When you try to stretch when you're not guided to stretch, you don't get that same satisfaction out of it. But when you do clearing, you're going to find that you want to stretch, or you want to yawn, or you want to burp. You know, they're purges. You just release something from your body to come out. So pay attention to these details about your day-to-day existence and your connection with the things around you. At 1128 is the alignment again, is about connection to your environment, and the 28 of the twin flames and that choice of path. The Knight of Wands and the passion and love for life comes up here as feeding the Queen of Swords, Big Bird, right? So it's going from the Wands energy back to the Swords energy, which is more like the hot and the cold, the fire and the ice, right? They help to balance each other out. So the Knight of Wands passion and love for life is feeding the Queen of Swords, Big Bird, and again the dance between the masculine and feminine without being confused, always knowing who you are and not worrying about those weird energies, just allowing them to pass through you without resisting. We talked about the words resistance and attachment yesterday, as opposed to allowing and letting go, right? So coming together for healing hands within this energy as well, right? If you're dealing with a lot of energy exchange, you also need to stop and pause to heal yourself. You can imagine the magnet above your head pulling out all the crap from you that doesn't belong there, and then bringing in the healing hands to give you some healing as well, and you will feel it. Remember to open your crown to receive that. The Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands come together as well as releasing to the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. So again, it could be energies outside yourself too, like your children kind of releasing to you because you know more what to do. So it always kind of weaves back into the masculine and feminine because they understand the dance and how to transmute the energy. The Page of Wands radiates from the womb. Page of Wands can just represent a birthing of anything. It doesn't have to be a child, but it's that energy of the new seed in the ground or the child in the womb. The Page of Wands radiates from that womb in the phased array, again, crossing energies in exchange with the sun's phased arrays down into us. The daughter being the core of the earth, held close as the mother calls the others home, right? So the most vulnerable in babies stay very close to the mother. Those cocoons are about to release the moths and the butterflies who may be still cooking, right, the last minute. In the sun portal, kept very close to the mother because they can't handle the full rays of the sun yet, right? That has to go through the mother and the father. They are the most vulnerable here. The Queen of Swords, Big Bird, receives the light. She is the transmuter before it reaches those most vulnerable. She's like a filter for the others, the divine feminine. She creates the compost pile, the shadow backpack, right, that I always talk about, bringing the sun in and creating a shadow backpack to save some of that energy for later. But it's like a compost pile, like allowing the water to sit in the for 20 minutes, right, before you put it in the fish tank to allow some of the toxins to come out that would be toxic to the fish. It's the same thing, giving it time to adjust to its environment before ingesting it or taking in or allowing other more vulnerable children, things like that, to be exposed to the energy. The light settles down and releases slowly to adjust to its environment and then can be passed on by the Queen of Swords along to the divine masculine within and then to the others as without as well. So again, it's just like getting sunburned too, right? You need to slow down that connection so that you don't get burned. So the divine feminine, she's meant to receive all the light, and he is the physical energy, the physical body. She connects with the love light and he with the physical energy for release. So it's just like the energy of the food to poo is the masculine's job and the light to the purge is the feminine's job. And then I went back to those clarifying cards at 1141, which is Justice and the Ace of Cups. So again, we're on the journey, the road of the secret passion, the big love and union with the mother and the Six of Cups, the innocence of the children. Learning how to mother ourselves and each other within, right, as that connection, right, the one mother and the two children of the masculine and the feminine. The Ace of Cups of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, reflecting compassion and finding self-satisfaction in family circles of your life, detaching from the drama at sunrise to look up in unconditional love, as the King of Cups is still learning and mastering how not to have conditions on love, and rise each day with that new sunrise, grounding at sunrise perhaps, with the Page of Swords message of higher realms and magic, the castle on a cloud and the purple moon, the message for the spring collective awakening here, of creation and abundance here, of the mother expanding the 3D collective to the 4th density and higher dimensions. As the 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment, right, that happy family, with messages from Spirit with love to keep that vibration high at 1146, which is justice in the 46 of the inner children, loving each other, hugging each other in their pure innocence. And that Page of Swords with the Empress, again, the mother and child energy, along with the 10 of Cups, happy family around the world. The Page of Swords with the pure message of truth, the Empress with the mother's love, right, with room to nurture everyone, and then the 10 of Cups of that happy family that is experienced from those energies. The message of the mother and family, of abundance and happiness, of 0 point spring and nature here, as the Emperor lets go, that masculine energy releasing to speak about love instead of war. In the 4D, 5D, and 6D of the winter, the wind to the fall, in this period between the winter and the fall, where the sand meets the sea, meets the sky, meets the I am, in the aqua rose gold heart, and Spirit's connecting with me, then the energies of the aqua, rose, and gold were coming up as a specific meaning. Because the rose, of course, we talk about the rose line from the 4th finger to the 4th chakra, being the rose line, right, the 44, the oneness of the 44, which is the 144. And that's the rose line, of course, the Jesus and Mary Magdalene line, but also is coming up as a threesome here, a trinity type of energies of the aqua, rose, gold heart. The aqua, the rose, and the gold lines, the aqua line, the rose line, and the gold line here. And they were coming up in 2 different kinds of groups. One was referencing the aqua line as the wet soil on the riverbanks, whereas the rose line is very infertile land, but that does have growth. It has low growth. But the gold line is barren. It's kind of empty. It's like the etheric realms, where it's a place to be empty and have a mirage of a lake, right? Because it's empty and barren. Or yet purging with a mirage to laugh, right? Because like you're walking in the middle of the desert and you come across, you know, a little bit of insanity, right? But it's really just letting go of the 3D control of your ability to connect with who you truly are, your soul, your essence, your spirit, and your connection to source. So again, the aqua, or the aqua's coming up as the very lush and wet soils, right? Because it references not only water with aqua, but also the aqualine energies of the eagle and the fish. So I mean the birds rather, the eagle. So the aqua is very much about the bird fish line, and the tree as well comes up here. Specifically the eagle, the tree, and the water, and the fish, the dolphins, and the whales. And then the rose line's coming up as the horse and the human, the rock and the wheel, right? Because rock is the 1D energy. After the elements, we go into being rocks, and then we go into the plants and the trees, and then the small animals, and then the large animals into 3D as the humans. So it's interesting because it's coming up as the aqua line is coming up as all the in-between, whereas the rose line is coming up as the rock and then skipping to the human, the horse and the human there specifically, whereas the aqua line is more the dolphins and the whales and the eagles. And then we get to the gold line, which is the barren empty place, or more the etheric realms, which is referencing just the etheric realms, right? So going back home into another dimension. So we get the 4D release here of the bridge to communicate the 5D truth and the 6D love of manifesting of harmony. And in harmony is the 2 notes resonating with each other. So again, the words that came up, not just the aqua line, the rose line, and the gold line were coming up as aquan, rosen, and golden. Okay, so literally AQU was coming up as the base word, ROS, and GOL was very significant here. Yeah, and aqua is very much about the sand as well. So it's a very muddy lakeside mud, but it's also the sand, which is connected to the ocean. And also the word eagle was coming up, referencing, again, because the bird was coming up with the C here, that the eagle is literally the E-gull. But also E-A-G-L-E as the eagle is emotional attachment of glee to happiness. And also the eagle can be the E of the divine feminine, the energy. But remember, the capital E is the one with the 3 lines across, which is equal and congruent to. So the one who is equal and congruent to glee and happiness. But also the gull of G-U-L-L, the E-gull, the seagull, the trickster, the swindler, the jewel, the baby, darling. The gull is considered the golden boy, the darling pet. To shine in metal, so there's a lot, and it means gold, the word gold as well, gull. So it's interesting, it's got that duality to it, the gull, whereas glee is that full happiness. But the eagle is very significant here, referencing, one that's equal and congruent to the gold of true happiness and glee and fulfillment. That remember that we're in the etheric realms, it can be like a mirage to us. They can play with us, they can trick us and swindle us, but we can always see a new perspective and see the positive side again. We don't have to stay where they're trying to lead us. We can go to the other side, which then brings us back to the middle again. So whenever someone's trying to convince you of something negative, just go to the polar opposite to help you come back to the center again. And remember the eagle. All right, so then we have at 12:18, which is the hanging man and the 18 of the moon. The 44 comes up here again, after we just went into the 144 of the rose line. And then here is coming up, it's coming up as the 144 line to the 80, to the 1-8 line, which is that 5D energy of the 8 dance. And anyway, the 44 of Atlas, which is 44 is Atlas in the numerology book, the Divine Triangle. So it's more of a social worker Atlas, whereas in the Tarot, the 10 of Wands is more of that physical Atlas energy. So they have a little bit different meaning. But the cards 44 is still grounding, integrating, and mastering the receiving of love, which is that social worker type of Atlas energy, which makes sense to me. So beacon shine on, staying strong. The underlying energy from the mini deck came up here, the pocket tarot for the wild unknown animal spirit deck. The underlying card came up as the magician upright, which in their definition is the wildcat, right? Ready to manifest at any time. So beacon shine on, staying strong, learning how to receive love and shine your light upward to inspire others to the rainbow arc, the connection, the leap of faith, and the dream. The dinner call of the mother calling the kids home to lead with good news. When feeling separation and mistrust, go to the purple moon or 0 point. Confusion at night or toward the new moons. Don't make decisions at night or when you're drained. Stand on Mother Nature, hug a tree or detox in salt water, or perhaps take a walk in the woods. As the sun is coming up as the 6 of Pentacles, balance, to help lead with keys of guidance and truth that can knock the King of Wands then off balance, which then the feminine helps him regain his balance again. The King of Wands is the fallen star, perhaps some depression there, or dumping a load, burden, or responsibilities, and juggling at present, with the King of Swords grieving or sad, hanging out in negative self-talk. Or the King of Swords is upright with the Page of Swords reversed, perhaps caring for a child who's in some negative self-talk here, or perhaps lying and spying and spreading rumors and things like that, or just potty mouth or talking back. The Page of Wands is that sovereign fool energy of an open heart, taking a leap of faith. As the Knight of Wands, this could be the Page of Wands playing with the Knight of Wands, or literally saying this is the Knight of Wands playing the fallen Emperor reversed with the, right, his inner child on not sure who his inner child is, going from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands, and then wanting to grow up too, right? We're going from the Page to the Knight to the Queen to the Emperor, or the King and then the Emperor. But the fallen Emperor reversed here with the Queen of Pentacles, mother and child, clinging to blissful release. Healing hands between the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. And again, the energy of the cocoon just about to release the butterfly, so the kids are in a very vulnerable state here. The Queen of Swords on stage, right, in the limelight perhaps, or in the crossfire of energies between the womb and the sun, the phased array coming from the womb of the birthing of something new, cross-wiring with the sun coming in the opposite direction. So the wires cross and becomes a grid in the middle. The Queen of Wands with implementing a plan to come full circle here, destined with the King of Wands reversed, needing to swallow their pride at night, or in romance, or with Cancer upright and Leo reversed, or Libra King of Wands reversed with Aquarius reversed, Cancer upright, and Leo reversed, energies around them. It's the energy of the third party reflecting with the one who's awakening, or in other words, the third party is the Three of Swords reversed, which is no joy. And the one who's awakening is no sleep. It's kind of like that misery loves company, or they reflect each other, reflecting compassion for each other to flip the switch, as the King of Cups reversed here is with the Page of Pentacles, who may be keeping them awake. And this could be an idea, it could be a child, you know, a really good student, but the King of Cups is reversed here, which indicates a condition of love, or perhaps being emotionally detached or over-emotional, perhaps depressed or drinking issues. But with the Page of Pentacles, who could be a really good student, or an intern, or someone who wants to learn, or it's an opportunity or some kind of invite here, who may be keeping the King of Cups awake. Yet the Page of Pentacles has peace here. The source in the castle on a cloud here is withholding from the masculine until the King of Cups ends the war within and makes up with the Queen of Swords reversed to help awaken the collective with their spiritual messages of love. The Emperor may be keeping to themselves and withholding from the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, which may have dysfunction or a recent loss in the family. And the King of Pentacles with the Page of Cups, which is a very innocent energy, or perhaps puppy love or a message of love, or just a very loving child or pet, or perhaps with Cancer in their chart, or stuck with the King of Wands reversed, over isolating, or perhaps going nuts, suffering in silence, or dealing with the sister, or stressed out with the Queen of Cups upright, offering love via sudden events, epiphanies, sexual exchange, or opening the crown. Again, the aqua, rose gold, golden heart. In energetic exchange, dumping multiple loads with the fallen angel, with the Ace of Wands, big passion here. The Atlas energy of the Knight of Pentacles reversed, being stuck or being stubborn, refusing to move. So remember with the Atlas and with Hercules, right? Hercules came in to relieve him for a little bit, but then he left right away again. When Atlas could have just left him stuck with the weight of the world, right? And not taken it back, but he did. So Atlas, Knight of Pentacles reversed, is stuck and stubborn, refusing to move or work or budge, walking away dissatisfied, letting go of lover or without affection and detoxing. Bridging here by standing up to the Empress or standing on Mother Nature and her compassion for you. The underlying energy is the journey to ground in the purple moon and wake up, heed the call. The Two of Cups of one-to-one energies of love and going with the flow, dancing each day with a fresh birthing start every morning, seeding with the sunlight collection, and then letting go of control. The purple moon, meditation, the divine masculine climbing the stairs to the Queen of Swords, big bird, to release passion and communicate where the land meets the sea, meets the sky, meets the I am in the high heart. And then the codependencies and the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, helping to collapse the timelines for freedom of the King of Wands, who may be off balance, with the Queen of Wands releasing more energy to him, and then healing self and joy with the aqua, rose gold, high heart, the rose line, fourth finger to the fourth chakra, the 140, taking the 144 to the 18 of the purple moon, and learning to receive love as compassion for self. So again, the sand is you, the sea is your emotions, the sky is your enlightenment, and then coming back to the I am presence. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the full read on the table, and if we have time, I'll give you the other little reads that I did as well, for the message of the day type reads that I did. So this was done yesterday at 5:08. Actually, it was cut at 3:37, which is the Empress and the King of Cups, unconditional love, and then at 3:59, 59 being the 11th hour, the minute before 60, and it is the War Within, the Five of Swords. 4 to 7 was coming up, which is my sweet spot, right? In numerology, 4 to 7 is that perfect place just above the middle. But 4 to 7 comes up in a lot of other things as well. And the 47 is the 7 of Cups, of heaven in your eyes, of synchronicities and having choices. And whether it's an illusion or not, or confusion or not, is up to you and your perspective. And orbs comes up, which has to do with your thoughts and words. And I'm losing my voice and speaking your truth. Orbs is also about blind men and orphans, right? Which can be victim mentality. And then we have, right, those, I was blind, but now I see. And again, those orphans who, you know, find their way and you know, perhaps find this way into this big life where they become famous or something, where somebody else who may be orphaned can't come out of their place of feeling like the victim. So there's always that different perspective here to be seen, no matter who we are or what position in life we are, whatever we want. Everybody's dreams are different. And then we have at 5:08, completing this read. And May 8th was coming up as significant, as well as 8-5 right here, because the code line, the time I finished was 5:08, and the code line came up as 8 and 5, which equal 13, which is transition, the death card. And again, the 13 of that higher place of source energy. The 5 and the 8 together are also greased lightning, the 5 of freedom and the 8 of power. And the only major arcana that came up in the read for this read was the Tower. Before the read was the Shadow, or the Devil, and after the read, the Chariot and the Ascension card, which is the World, and the Ascension of the World. There was 6 Pentacles, 2 Cups, 1 Wand, and 1 Sword. So a whole lot of Pentacles here, which isn't just money, it's day-to-day life, time, money, and energy of practical life, along with 2 Cups, which is a lot of emotions there regarding this energy, and only 1 Wand and 1 Sword here. So very heavily weighted in the Pentacles, which, because it's, you know, it's the day after taxes were due, so people are still kind of inundated and doing that kind of energy work. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands in the read. The Queen of Wands comes up before the read, and then after the read is the Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. So again, we have Pentacles and Cups, 2 and 2 in the read, dealing with each other, and then after the read, Swords and 1 Sword and 1 Cup. We have triple sixes in the read. So again, that doesn't have to be a negative thing. It has to do with your perspective. 6 is about love, family, and community, and about the shadow side of day-to-day life as well. Remember the 3, 6, 12, they all add up to the 6s, right? 1, 2, 3 is 6, 4, 5, 6 is the 15, right? Because 15 is the 1 and 5 is 6. It's not adding, but the actual numerology number is 6. And then the so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the 24, and then the 10, 11, 12 is the 33. So they all add up to 6. Ultimately, the 4 6s, but 3 6s in the 3, 4, 5D. And then we have 55 and 88 as well. So again, double 5s and double 8s. Again, very significant here, the 5 and the 8, which is the 4 of Swords, the 5D connection. And again, that energy of greased lightning. The 55 of the truth and the 88 of the twins dancing in that truth, and triple sixes of love, family, and community. And you notice that triple sixes add up to 18, which is the purple moon. The 6 of the lovers, the 12 of wisdom and seeing new perspectives, right? Love and wisdom. And then the third 6 brings it to 18 of the purple moon, being at 0 point field. So it's a very significant spiritual number as well. Remember that the dark has distorted all of our symbology, right? Our symbolism. So it's just about taking back that positive perspective. 56 is the Two of Swords and being in your knowing. We also have 68 here, the Page of Pentacles, that curious person wanting to start something new or manifest something new, or that student who's just really interested in learning. The 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, loyal, humble servant. The 78 of the Dream Family at the end of the deck, of heaven on earth potentially. And then we have the 45 as well as the purge, which you need to do to purge the light that you don't need, just like going to the bathroom. So when we learn that purging, which can be crying, but doesn't have to be, right? It can be burping, it can be yawning, it can be stretching, it can be all sorts of different things. Like, you know, you can have a rash, you can have other kind of bodily functions going on. But it's normal for your body to purge energies that it no longer needs. The code line is all about teaching and learning, but it came up as teaching, de-learning. Teaching the learning, or teaching the divine learning of spiritual career and nature as well. In Grease Lightning, right? The freedom to manifest big time here. And the messages came up as, I'm fine, I'm pure, I'm clean, I'm the sap, which is really the life essence of the Sophia, the student of the after-death ESP, the 88 dance, or the 8 being the key to the ice, right? When there's too much fire, because 8 is Leo, you need ice to balance it out. The 5 of Pentacles, which is the two lovers out in the cold, as opposed to those left behind, that perhaps there's the 5 of Pentacles here, the people left out, or the two lovers out in the cold, whatever the perspective is, someone might want to hire them back, or that you are those two, or someone's tolerating someone, right? Perhaps giving charitably because they're supposed to, not because it's true to them. There could be overflow, a disappearance here, or soiling oneself. Again, a homeless person. Perhaps something, you know, with a leak, or ultimately when you're out in the cold to die. Teaching is the divine learning. We're teaching the learning process, the spiritual career and nature as well. Also, Tom Thumb is coming up here, and thimbles under my thumb. Perhaps good at manifesting ice, being out in the cold, that you are teaching de-learning or divine learning or the learning. It's not so much about teaching as teaching how to learn. The Sophia, the monkey or the monk key, the key of silence, right? The sound of silence going within. The Sophia, perhaps making silly faces, right? When you're meditating. In the state of being enemies, the doorway, the divination, the student, the seeker to move up to the adept, right? So here again, we're moving up from the page to the adept or the knight. Perhaps trouble manifesting tease, which has to do with time out, toggling up, and perhaps having some tea, just taking a break. And again, the T's were all missing here, right? Adept was missing the T, 8 was missing the T, and then 1-8 was struggling to complete the T. So the T is very important here because it's also the cross and the plus sign. And again, two very different perspectives, right? We can have the 8, which is Leo energy in the dance, but without the T, it becomes EIGH, which means ice. So it's the fire and ice type of dance right here, and going from the page to the night as well, learning. Taking a time out, toggling up, having tea break, or when two lovers are out in the cold, to work, to function, to teach, de-learn. Spiritual career and nature here, what comes naturally to you. The Sophia of the S, or where the salt meets the fresh water here. Perhaps some misfortune here in seeking to turn the page. Or the seeker is the page, right? The young one, the green one, who's learning to be the knight. The knight is also coming up as the nigh, being near or next to or to approach, right? The knight's coming in, coming near, almost to wash or bathe, to cleanse and purify. The daughter and the niece coming in here as well, needing to purify the 8 in the dance of manifestation, the strength being key to the bridge of the 3D lap dance to transmute to the 5D do-si-do of those left behind, right? Those out in the 3D that are still struggling to come into the fourth density. I are, you are, teaching de-learning, divine learning. We're teaching ourselves and others how to learn. Saying, or perhaps writing an essay here, or having some kind of essay, like a test, a lab test or something. But to say or write about it, the origin of the clan or the tribe, the large family. Also, the word fis was coming up. The number 7, right, coming from a spiritual place with the key. To happen. Something being a soundless fart was coming up as well as fun and F sharp, spiritual career and nature again. The fuse, the husk at once, the information, knowledge, and message. The sun may be seen as the weakling, dirty, bicycle, the seeker and student, right? The one who doesn't know yet. The 2 crazy 8s of the twin flames being weak, incomplete, from being left behind out in the cold, right? Being the oddball out in the family. Being both understanding that position of being out in the cold and exile, being injured or ill. I are and you are, teaching and learning in spiritual career and naturally. Also, juices were coming up. The student of night, 88, which can be August 8 or Lionsgate, or the ice and the ice with the pick between them. Right, so what good is the pick between the 2 ice blocks? Or is the pick keeping the 2 ice blocks together? The juices regarding the student of night 88. So the one who learns about the Lion's Gate, or perhaps the Golden Gate, or the ice and the ice with the pick between, right? 2 iced out with their pick between them. 2 frozen out, teaching and learning in spiritual career and nature, or how to do things naturally. I'm fine. I'm the page, I'm the student, but I'm still okay. I'm almost a knight. We're the lovers out in the cold, teaching and learning spiritual career and nature. That it's okay to be the perpetual student. You don't have to be the king and the queen or the emperor. At 6 o'clock, double zeros backing up the 6 of the lovers. The Page of Pentacles is upright here in the read. All right, so the bottom of the deck is this card right on top here, and then the mini cards on top. Below the Page of Pentacles upright, that curious, intelligent student. That can be an intern. Or some kind of, new manifestation or invitation. Below the Page of Pentacles is the Shadow reversed, and then the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands reversed, the Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Cups upright, both of them, and then the 6 of Cups reversed below the Page of Pentacles upright. So again, the 6 of Cups references kind of like the 2 lovers out in the cold, because it's the 2 lovers or soulmates or children who had a falling out in the past, or with a negative past or negative childhood there. So while detoxing, the Queen of Wands reversed, the Ace of Pentacles is upright, offering time, money, and energy perhaps to help those grieving children or soul ties or bad memories of the Page of Pentacles, student, or being one, or being one as a student, or the opportunity or invites, the curiosity, but then being scared because curiosity killed the cat. And the Page of Pentacles is upright, receiving a passionate offer from the 5 of Wands reversed, perhaps a negative group, or perhaps receiving this offer to resolve a conflict where the worst is over but still feeling weak with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. And the Emperor reversed with the King of Wands upright, who may be depressed, with the Page of Wands reversed and the 6 of Cups reversed, along with the Empress reversed and the Chariot reversed all together here. Perhaps uninspired kids and a mother or grandmother without a car or without the trip, or issues with a move or travel or cancellation. That's interesting. I just canceled something. Drained, in need of sun and fun. Kids, pets with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and energetic exchange. And the Emperor reversed and the Empress reversed, with the King of Wands upright, with the Page of Wands reversed. Perhaps depressed between, or Aries, Aquarius, Taurus, Cancer, Leo, all reversed. At the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, perhaps coming together in a family reunion and energetic exchange, or communicating or traveling together a lot or back and forth, with the Page of Pentacles, kids who may be out of control, perhaps doing handstands or horsing around at the wealthy family home, or the nursing, right, where things can get broken, or the nursing facility where a person could get broken, or a hospital visit where you can't behave like that, or family company here where there's too much energy back and forth trying to get work done with the kids being present, or the older crowd, or the bridge is under construction, or it's not warm enough to spend time outside and you're stuck inside with the kids and they're all rammy. The family can't decide or agree on a vacation, perhaps. Perhaps they can't all agree on the same vacation or a spot that's good for everyone. Or somebody could be going through radiation or chemo treatment and kids are rammy in the waiting area or can't come inside with the dogs at 619, which is the Lovers and the Sun. The Knight of Pentacles may be out offering help or looking for work. And the depressed King of Pentacles reversed, or breaking their contract or marriage or breaking away from their religion, or the Knight of Pentacles is upright, perhaps with Aquarius in their chart, with the King of Pentacles reversed who may have Taurus in their chart, not needing their help. And that could be someone looking for work as well. The children here, beneath that, expressing your love. The children may be affecting your love life, though, here in this deck. The Page of Pentacles going back and forth with the King of Pentacles reversed, who maybe have Taurus in his chart, depressed, needing help. And again, the kids, maybe this is a newly single parent with a Page of Pentacles, which can be a child or a pet, who's trying to work it out, bringing them with them places, but it's not working out because there's just certain places they can't bring them. With the Emperor reversed kind of out of the picture here, but still lingering below the reed. The Page of Cups is upright, frustrated, trying to express their emotions. As the King of Wands or with the King of Wands, affectionate with the High Priestess reversed, secret passion, or the need for him to use his intuition or more integrity. And the Four of Cups upright, maybe on the fence with sweets and tweets and sharing codependencies, perhaps hanging around those who feed on addiction, or partners at a wealthy family house or gated community, or eyes wide shut here, being told instructions at the gate, how to live, how to function, or scissors magnet coin on the post, and tainted apples, but maybe too late. Someone's been eating or cutting them open or putting them back or leaving sharp knives out so someone could get hurt. Or somebody could be doing some negative spell work here, or no more open book tests and back to school, so the kids are mad about that, or a lot of fruit here, but not sure who to trust, or showing up, finding food all over the place, and sharing bad habits here, depression or addictions. And again, that can be an older person too, you know, who's losing their mind and they can't keep up with their housework, so you come over and you find everything all over the place. We have Pisces upright and reversed, and Aries reversed, and spirituality, and below that, a timeout. So again, a need to take a timeout, but someone's not doing what they're supposed to. At 633, which is the Lovers and the Christ energy of standing up for oneself without getting triggered. The Knight of Cups reversed with Cancer in their chart, or rejected or jealous and stuck, or without a car. At 634, the Lovers and the 34, and by the way, here's the picture of the read. The basic read is the SIRIAN Starseed deck. So someone might be without a car here. We have Sunshine upright and the underlying energy is still energized, and that can be vacation as well. Energizing the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, who can be siblings or earth signs or just a combination of kids, but coming together to reap rewards and release imprisonment of mind or anxiety issues, and perhaps a sudden event, epiphany or sexual exchange here. And the sheep, which can reference the flock as well, the sheep may be checking out the DNA ladder here and weaving in a sudden release. Perhaps the squirrel may be looking for nuts and out on a ledge. And that could be spiritually coming up here as well, looking for nuts out on the ledge, and suddenly fell or had a realization. Or Rapunzel escaped from their cell in their cell tower. with Leo and Scorpio upright and lots of earth here, or a surprise for the Page of Pentacles, or an epiphany, or their curiosity. With Scorpio, Page of Pentacles, curious about energetic exchange and the arrows of love, with Taurus reversed, or the King of Pentacles reversed with Taurus in his chart, or maybe divorced here. Spiritual and willing to share spiritual understanding, perhaps feeling rejected and broken here at 641, the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. Kids or soulmates may be struggling with new perspectives, recovering from exile, injury, or illnesses, and walking away. The King of Pentacles reversed may be reaping and daydreaming, or not feeling worthy enough for the Queen of Cups upright, who's focusing on her heart, or the wounded warrior without responsibilities, needing to end the cycle, or clinging to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who's overworking or not working at all or not working out, with a secret passion, with good news and leading the way. The Queen of Wands reversed may be defensive to the King of Swords upright, coming together in bliss, with the Page of Cups, that puppy love, and grieving a loss, regret, or shame and guilt. Or the Queen of Wands is standing up to the group, with the King of Swords joyfully in bliss, while the Page of Cups is sad or grieving, and perhaps the group doesn't like the fact that he's being happy when the child is not happy. At 651, which is the Lovers and the King of Swords. The recent past is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. In energetic exchange, perhaps a Taurus here, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. In energetic exchange with the Nine of Cups upright, satisfied alone, offering some love, but maybe just a little bit, while the King of Swords is upright, ignoring them in negative self-talk, knowing and keeping to themselves about their powerlessness in the 5D connection, or about a dependent who won't get up or sleeps too much. With the Temperance reversed, losing patience or their temper, or the fallen angel here. With the Hermit upright in separation with the Page of Pentacles, who may be divorcing or breaking a contract with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So that Page of Pentacles could be Virgo energy as well. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed seemed to be a Taurus in the beginning of the read, or having a spiritual exchange here between them. Perhaps Virgo upright and Sag and Taurus reversed, worried about the kids or a child. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed with Sovereign reversed and Page of Pentacles reversed, which can be 3 children, or a mother with 2 children, or 2 parents with 1 child. The Foundation is the Tower reversed. Perhaps after, it could be avoiding sudden events, or they're not so sudden events, but also after a sudden event, epiphany or sexual exchange, perhaps feeling heartbroken, grieving, or feeling sad, feeling guilt or loss, in the downturn or twist of fate, where things are just not going their way. And the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue even though they have something to say, after a sudden event of presenting the truth, or perhaps having someone's head presented to them on a platter. The central energy is the 8 of Pentacles reversed, being overworked, not working at all, or it's not working out, finding peace away from the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who may be dumping emotional attachments or multiple loads at the workplace, with fallen angel, or losing patience and rumors, spying, lying, or negative self-talk, or just a lot of, rumor type energy or information out there, or negative feedback. And that could be a formal type of feedback or just a casual feedback. The challenge being the 5 of Pentacles reversed, of coming out of that Mary Magdalene cave after being in exile from the group, and grounding, integrating on how to receive the Knight of Pentacles reversed and their love, right? The one, it could be a player, but the Knight of Wands reversed can just be someone too who ran out of steam and couldn't follow through with what they said they could physically, or it could be somebody paralyzed by their passion and they don't know how to move ahead. The player falling short or paralyzed by their passion at 705, the Chariot and the Hierophant, or freedom, expansion, and change, with the Queen of Wands reversed with a negative attitude, who may be pulling in the wrong kind of attention, like wounded warriors or victims, while the Page of Pentacles upright is the student of the past, maybe studying the past, of justice upright, or the judicial system, and the Emperor reversed, perhaps justice over the executive office here, or justice of the Emperor who fell, or Libra upright and Aries reversed, with the 2 of Cups lovers between the Emperor and Empress both reversed, or settling out amicably here, after sudden jealous rage and overexposure, or the need for sun and fun, or Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo all reversed and connecting one to detox their Scroogey ways or holding on too tight, or dumping emotional attachments and no longer confused, finding peace with the guilt of home or union, or a happy celebration here at the home. And now is the Four of Pentacles upright, the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, connecting face to face and needing to swallow their pride, to hang out or admit they left them hung out to dry, or Easter death and hanging, and fallen angel of the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or legacy and the sudden event. And the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated with lack of inspiration to recover from this. The Divine Masculine's heart offering time, money, and effort, and or new life to the Hierophant reversed, or paying for a divorce, to drop the act, dead tired with no energy, and fell from grace, or lacking faith with poor judgment after the full moon, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Cups upright, perhaps grieving with the Queen of Swords upright here, who's speaking her truth. Imprisoned and walking away from the Queen of Cups, who's focusing on her heart, perhaps a sister, or suffering in silence, or stressed out and not sleeping well, holding on to the Empress reversed, or that lack energy of the King of Wands upright and the Knight of Wands reversed, the Magician reversed, the High Priestess reversed, dumping all of their burdens and responsibilities. And that could be a group or a family, like, a bunch of kids where one is positive but all the rest are negative, or one is fine, all the rest are sad, or one is working and all the rest are retired, that kind of energy. But soon coming up for the twins here is the Two of Cups upright, the wounded warrior offering their time, money, and effort, perhaps to their own savings, or to the one who's reaping rewards already but not feeling like it's enough, by standing up for themselves to those overworking or things that are not working out, perhaps in a deception, or up too early, or up all night detoxing to recover from exile, injury, or illness, with the Magician reversed, who's insecure, without tools, and perhaps manipulative, to hang out and see new perspectives with them at 723, the Chariot and the King of Wands. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the Knight of Wands reversed, perhaps paralyzed by their passions, or falling short of expectations, or not feeling like they can't have enough energy to do what they need to do. The Six of Cups reversed with negative memories, or falling out, or dumped, purging, triggered, or pushed to their emotional limit, or sweating it out, coming together to share, to bring good news, with playfulness, finances, and career, and let your friends help. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Eight of Cups upright, walking away and within from the Hermit with the light, with that feeling like they didn't have an option to do that, as the world is upside down, or needing closure here, or to come full circle, with Pisces reversed, or the Divine Feminine in the 5D union, or going to seek counsel to complete the cycle with family, or home, union, and stability. The block for the twins here is the Seven of Pentacles upright, which is the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower. And we have the two hearts both here in the read. So here's the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower, and over there at the top is the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave. So he's present in the moment, but they're both inside, and she is the block for the twin. So the Divine Feminine being in the E-Tower, right, staying inside, and the King of Cups upright with the Lovers and the Page of Cups here upright, or lots of affection between them here. But this is part of the feminine's, the block. The feminine in the E-Tower, her heart, with lots of love here, right? We have the King of Cups and the Page of Cups and the Lovers between them, which is lots of affection here for the Divine Feminine. So that might be a block for the masculine, because the feminine is feeling a lot of love, whereas the feminine before felt the same thing about the masculine. He doesn't want to leave because he has everything he wants, right? Whatever playtime he wants. It's the two different perspectives of the feminine and the masculine. Or again, she may have lots of messages of love, with lover versus unconditional love and detox and deception going on here. So again, the two polarities there, and bringing the two to the middle at 729, because remember, the masculine and the feminine are coming from opposite sides, but aiming towards the same place in the middle. The 7 is the Chariot, the 29 is the Three of Wands, being present in the moment, with nature, spiritual career, teaching and learning, and even more so here is self-love, and that was big on the other read too, about compassion for self, learning how to express love through compassion, especially for self. With the Knight of Wands reversed and the Two of Pentacles reversed, and the player dropping the ball, or falling short, dropping the facade, and there's no surprise here, But peace from the Queen of Swords upright, reflecting the man in the mirror, dumping emotional attachments to bring in peace as the one who feels guilty, shame, or sadness, and that party going home, wanting that peace of the Ten of Cups family and the emotional fulfillment post-war or post-divorce or virus here. And the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue with the King of Cups upright, with Cancer or Cancer in their chart, or sharing or settling out with the world that's upside down and the Divine Feminine in the 5D, and the Queen of Swords speaking her truth spiritually at 735, which is the Chariot, the feminine within the masculine, ascending, and the 35 of the Wounded Warrior, and leaving the Wounded Warrior path behind to go on the Fool's journey with an open heart, taking that leap of faith. The Page of Pentacles, after a sudden event or epiphany, and again, that can be an earth sign child or an opportunity or an invitation, after some kind of sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, with the Knight of Wands reversed, who can be a player, or just falling short on energy, walking away to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, overworked, or not working out, and the challenge being recovery of the Two of Cups, one-to-one soul tie connection, or partners, and the Divine Feminine's heart and the Divine Masculine's heart moving to peace, right? We have the Six of Swords between them here, literally. So here's the feminine's heart, there's the masculine's heart, and we have the Six of Swords right there, which is moving to peace together. Holding their tongue with the King of Cups, which is also unconditional love, or could be someone with Cancer in their chart, or blocked, or broken, broke up, broke down, broke in, broke out, or broke through here, or lost their car in a settlement and the world upside down, or needing closure, or Pisces reversed. With lots of water here, and the King of Cups upright with the Page of Cups, Pisces perhaps, and the Knight of Cups who's reversed, who could be a Cancer perhaps, or a father who's happy and the kids who are not. The Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Swords upright, and then we have the King of Wands upright with the Knight of Wands reversed. So again, that can be couples or parents and children who aren't seeing eye to eye, and then the Magician reversed with the High Priestess reversed, dumping a load or all their responsibilities and burdens, or insecure in their secret passion together, and they're both reversed here. And that could be like a fake spiritual couple as well, right? Someone who's trying to trick people. But again, it can also just be someone who's secure or needs to trust their intuition, right? One can be insecure without the tools. That's more the masculine energy, and the feminine energy learning to trust their intuition and knowing more, right? Don't get thrown off balance by other people's opinions or perspectives, because they can both be right at the same time. So Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, Cancer, all reversed here. Detoxing the Queen of Wands reversed, or the Queen of Wands with Capricorn in their chart, offering time, money, and effort, or new life to grieving children, right? So that could be someone going through a divorce and focusing on their children, or just someone who's not getting along in their relationship or alone, helping out their children, or perhaps they're giving to charity and wanting to help children. Or perhaps a child who's curious about an opportunity or an invitation that's been extended to them, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed with sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange. And after overworking or not working at all, the Divine Masculine in the Batcave, challenged by recovery. The Knight of Wands reversed, falling short, or again paralyzed by their passions or falling short on energy, with the Two of Cups lovers walking away and within to the Divine Feminine's heart in the E Tower to find peace together. The Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, with the King of Cups upright with Cancer or broken and settling out with Pisces reversed, or with the world upside down in need of closure, right? To come back upright again at 803, which is strength, and then the 3 of the Empress there. So where are we? So let's see here. They're two, I'm going to give you both the other reads. They're pretty quick reads, so I'll give them to you. One is a pocket tarot read, and then the other one is my 4-deck read. So here's the pocket tarot read. I'll show them both to you. And then here is the, oh, it's upside down. Hold on one second. Okay, and here's the 4-deck read. So that's the regular animal spirit deck, the full-size one, the Lenormand Reverie, the Gilded, and the Kipper decks here. So I'll give you both of those reads as well. So, and right now it's 109:30. So this will be for the Pocket Tarot read. And that was done at 10:01 last night. So the underlying energy is standing up to the Queen of Swords reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, perhaps in negative self-talk or rejection. And then the energy of the Chariot and the Tower, both upright, very powerful here. In a big move suddenly. She's like the wind and he like electricity, boldly moving forward in a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, or a storm, or their crown blowing wide open, with Cancer and Scorpio, which are also both upright here, Father of Cups and the Father of Wands, both upright, or Cancer, King of Cups, and Scorpio, Fire, or the Black Swan and the Cobra, Kundalini. The Mother of Pentacles and the Mother of Wands are both reversed here. On the other hand, the feminine energy, recoiling to the inner child, and the snake going back within the feminine here. With the Sun and the Nine of Swords both reversed here at 10:12 of destiny and hanging out to see new perspective or wisdom. Perhaps it was raining last night too. Perhaps feeling drained, trying so hard, or needing some sun and fun, and to end the suffering and silence, or dealing with a sister, or stress, or nightmare, and happy with self alone in the split or divide about dependency or powerlessness, needing clarity between emotional and practical sovereignty, and coming together in union, joy at home, or celebration party perhaps. With the Queen of Cups reversed and the Seven of Pentacles, perhaps feeling sad or lacking emotions or too much emotions, or not feeling enough while reaping rewards, ending conflict or in a losing battle, with dumping multiple loads and then purging some more, no longer confused and getting over loss and regret. At 10:19, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 19 of the Sun, is the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, which is the Divine Masculine's heart again, and the loyal, humble servant holding on. The Two of Pentacles reversed with the Temperance card upright and dropping the act or breaking patterns, being patient and balanced for a higher love here. The Fool with an open heart, free to leap, feeling brand new. With the secret passion at night, the romance of the Tion, T-I-O-N, which is the male tiger and lioness combined. The tiger needs to use her intuition and integrity at night, and the lioness needs to stand strong. With Sagittarius, Pisces reversed, Cancer and Leo upright here, silver and gold. The Atlas of the Ten of Wands upright and the Ten of Cups upright and the Justice card upright here. Atlas on stage and Justice of duality and the truth somewhere in the middle here. The great burden and great joy and justice for all. With the Six of Wands upright and the Eight of Swords reversed, coming in with transformative news and release as the new moth and the new butterfly take their first flight, perhaps one just slightly ahead of the other. Okay, so that was the first one. The second one is the message of the day from the 4-deck read at 10:33 to 35, which is the Wheel of Fortune, the Christ energy of standing up for oneself without being triggered, and the 35 of the Wounded Warrior. The 34 is the energetic exchange between. So we have the Stingray direction, the King of Cups reversed, and despair in the underlying energy of the message of the day. Activated, plugged in, and turned on to the Two of Cups 1-to-1 direction towards the privileged lady of high honors here. The King of Cups is reversed as the man in despair on the journey of the pair, as the friendly dolphin and the lion king and the shark attacking, the sea serpent breaking the seal. With the graceful gazelle and the lamb with the target over their head, with the stingray plugged in here. The spiritual union of the King of Swords in peace and maturity, of reflecting swans, the Queen of Wands and the child in transition, on the Fool's journey of the twin flames, and the Page of Cups of innocent love with multiple faces of vulnerability. The High Priestess with needing good luck to climb that mountain in energetic exchange, and climbing that mountain 1-to-1 direction here of the Two of Cups, with the King of Wands in energetic exchange or arrows of love, with an unhappy family defensive to the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Cups reversed without peace with the King of Cups reversed. The Queen of Cups may be working hard and maybe a romantic little girl or a moon child in judication of the union at 10:54, the Wheel and the Page of Swords. That could be a message as well. The Hierophant is the mature man with the 5 and the 8 here again, here dancing with the false person, or the tango between the man and the woman on the journey of despair, or the pair. So there's greased lightning there. Again, that brings up Sandy and Danny. At 10:55 is the wheel and the 55 of Excalibur and the truth of the tiger and the hawk, where the tiger is stalking the loving man, the twin flame, with a rose, feeling left for dead, or ending the pain in a painful ending, or gifted in dreams and healing here. The hawk is clearing the way with justice and cracking the whip. The Queen of Wands reversed, hermiting the changes and ending the pain with the Queen of Wands reversed. The second couple here, there's a lot of couples here, so they may be a couple that actually resonates with you. The second one is the fox and the tarantula. The fox is the power man, 28 twin, finding a way out of the chains with the hanging out with the privileged lady. I can't say that word. The tarantula is at a crossroads with the power lady looking out the window, but they're both looking in the same direction as the power people, the power man and the power lady, but not looking at each other. Her feeling the injustice of the Knight of Wands high honors or being praised. And then the third couple here is the vulture and the snake cosmic egg. The old bird and the collective awakening, or the crown. The King of Wands may be a pain in the ass, or in the never-ending story of imprisonment and anxiety, with the cosmic egg of the Empress and the ship that sailed to home and union with man with sudden thoughts of her, the King of Wands and the Empress here. And the fourth section here is the camel and the whale. The camel may be a bit blue but independent, with sudden stardom getting attention as the main male, number one. The whale may be drowning in the family tree, imprisoned by the Queen of Wands to catch a thief. The fifth couple is the peacock and the otter. The peacock is coming up as Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, which literally can be a doctor or it could be someone who's exploring two sides of themselves, or the masculine and the feminine dance here. But the peacock is, in this deck, is beautiful within and without. But they may get a lot of attention because they're very pretty on the outside. So they could be fighting again or fighting within, as the King of Cups takes off in poverty here. The otter with wise group of friends may be strong and willing to fight or break it up with a message of concern of a higher love. The sixth couple is the scorpion and the fire ants. The scorpion has their stinger out as the fire ants with their group attack. The scorpion nesting the dream with the page of wands reversed, or the page of swords reversed rather, maybe an immature child or main female high priestess number 2. The fire ants comes up with the Queen of Cups crossing bridges, walking away, and the King of Wands to the courthouse. In a triggering event, an accident, or a wound healing with the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands, she expecting her way, and he with papers to the courthouse. The seventh section or couple here is 3 energies actually, the bear, the rabbit, and the turtle. The bear is taking a chance with the Knight of Cups, ghosting the whole house. I was just getting the whorehouse as well. Maybe that applies to somebody. The rabbit here is with burdens, needing to swallow their pride and wake up to be the Knight of Cups of the Knight of Cups community. The turtle is slow in exposing the 10 of Pentacles family, business, or community, or legacy of the Emperor's courtship. And the thief refusing the call and taking off with the money. The 8th group here is the snake, the horse, the crow, the mouse, and the unicorn. The collective awakening with Mr. Ed, which can be the Saggy source god energy, the crow standing guard along with the unicorn as the gate holders, with the mouse in between and no way out, right? Because they're protecting the young before they're ready to fly, like the cocoon to the butterfly. The snake hermit with gifts, and that can be the Kundalini awakening of the hermit with gifts, and the Knight of Swords with the lady in waiting, the horse exposing the man, Knight of Cups reverse, rejecting this whole thing here. And the crow, Knight of Wands reversed, may be committed yet not to the high vibe journey, or maybe just checking it out, not comfortable with it yet at 1121, which is justice of alignment and the world and coming full circle. And the mouse here is inspired by a contract or a letter to come together in a marriage. And that can actually come up as, married at first sight if you're watching a show, because sometimes the information will come up as something that's on TV. And that's literally this, where you're making a contract to come together in marriage. So the unicorn-loving lady may be feeling a fool or embarrassed on the wounded warrior's path because she needs to move to the fool's journey. And the King of Swords upright with the Knight of Cups reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed may be coming together and embarrassing themselves. The Lady in Wait with an empty room for the train to abundant marriage. The wounded warrior's path is lined with lots of different transformation here, or butterflies, and occupied by sudden wealth of the wealthy man in transition. An energetic exchange of justice and alignment with a transition here, or a whole new way of life at 1126, which is justice and the Page of Wands. So alignment with new inspiration here. All right, just want to pull a few quick cards for you. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, let's do. I'm gonna do my animal deck here, and then I'll give you a Journey of Love card as well. The cool cat, the Siamese cat, or Persian cat. They took off their crown. There's no crown. They have a crown and they're in a throne, but they're not wearing their crowns. There's a message there. I don't usually notice that. And that could be somebody's crown that blew open as well. The cool cat. But they don't look so cool. They don't look so calm anymore. Look at the expression on the cat's face. Kind of like, uh-oh, what's going on? All right, so let's see. Oh, that came right up. There's another cat, the Siamese cat. And the ego, the shadow side of the cat, the cool cat. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth, which just came up at the end of this read with the wealthy man, and break free of negative thinking. You are not trapped. Again, this is just your ego talking. As we were just talking about the other cat. Look at their faces. Right? Someone took off their crown and someone's trying to get into the jewels here. The bottom of the deck here is the Peacock, which again, the Peacock came up in the other deck too. So this is the 13 of transition and release. Right? Really showing strutting their stuff. And this is also fanning. I'm also getting the phased array there. The Peacock, it's time to release the past and move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. And then came out this, that you may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. So don't focus on the material wealth and break free from negative thinking. What's beneath the Peacock? Just want to see. The Chariot, the 2. The Arabian horses. You can successfully balance various opposing energies at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving now as the Peacock here. And remembering that you are not trapped in your situation. All right, let's see. I want to see what the next card is too for you. And I've got another cat. It's all about the cats here, the lynx. It's important to trust your intuition. Even if you're unsure of what's happening, it will all be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. And there's the butterfly out of their cocoon, so that's cool. All right. So it's all about the cats today. Look at that. How crazy is that? After the Peacock was released and now strutting their stuff. Let's see what the Journey of Love has. And that's the moon too, the lynx is 18. That's the purple moon. So going from the ego of the Siamese cat into the purple moon of meditation of the lynx and knowing that everything's fine, not worrying. That's perfect. What is our takeaway from this? Oh, that fell out, but there's another card that wants to come out too. Looks like fire and ice. So the fire of the feminine with the Shakti, but also the sun, right, which can burn, the fire. And then this bounced out, but this is the card that actually was coming out. The Ancient Ones of the Queen of Swords. This can also represent the masculine still at the mother's breast, right? The mama's boy. And here's the feminine receiving the light from the sun. The Ancient Ones. I don't normally get that, but that's what I'm getting today. So we have the Sun and the Queen of Swords, which can literally be the masculine and the feminine. But again, the energy of being the mother, the needing to be mothered energy here. And we also have the Swan here of the 67, the loyal, humble servant who's very simple. It's very black and white. And teal swan may be coming up here too. But here's the swan of the energies of the swans. And also dream a little of the King of Swords. It's about where to put the power in your heart. She's looking to see where to put the power here. Dream a little, dream of me. The loyal, humble servant and the King of Swords with the feminine energy over here. The masculine learning how to be his feminine, and the feminine learning how to be the loyal, humble servant, to the masculine just being more simple. It's kind of like switching roles. And the other two cards were like that as well. And then we have them coming together in their towering magnificence of the union. How do you like that? So again, the first two were more powerful energies of fire and ice, of switching roles. But again, there's that definitely mothering of the sun energy here that's needed, right? And switching roles, right? The masculine to the feminine fire, or the feminine to the masculine fire, and the masculine to the feminine in receiving the light, or understanding each other's roles and all this, right? When you were thinking, when you were doing everything and they weren't doing anything, they were just two different roles and coming together to the center. And the legacy of light of Jesus, as we just passed Easter, the 53 of the messenger of truth, holding the light and those without as well, those left out in the cold. And the legacy of light here, along with the 2D space between here, the 24, which is the Omega, and the ending on a community level, right? Because he was all about the community here. But now we're extending that to the world. The spaces between the worlds can be very flat, right? Like the 2D. But it's very much needed because it actually accentuates what's surrounding it. I don't normally get that either. But again, this can be painting a pretty picture as well, or maybe it's not so pretty a picture, but it's an ending here on a community level of the savior and the victim mentality here, right? Because the tradition of Jesus was to be the savior, and we're not doing that anymore. We're saving ourselves, right? Remember the example of the savior and the perpetrator are the duality. The victim is in the middle. All they have to do is shift, and they pull those two extremes closer to the middle, and there's no more perpetrator or savior. We all save ourselves and help each other out. It's not that you can't teach each other and help each other, but you don't want to totally just do something for someone else. Unless, of course, you know, it's a child who needs to be saved because they can't do it for themselves. That's obvious. But it's about shifting our perspective to bring the polarities to the middle. It's the same thing with the twins because they're on opposite ends coming to the middle. Now, if you stay towards the middle, then it's very easy to get along. But if you stay polarized, it makes it very difficult to see each other's perspective. So again, the masculine going to the feminine going to the masculine, and coming together in that union energy here. Okay? The Knight of Pentacles, as the feminine going into the masculine of being more simple like the man, the loyal, humble servant, and the masculine going more into his feminine of learning how to put his power in his heart, to allow himself to dream a little and just relax. And then the magnificence of the union of coming together, the masculine and the feminine. I wasn't expecting that, but that's really what's coming here. When learning how to be each other in each other's energy and the purpose for each other's energies, it makes it a whole lot easier for both. And so we have the Shakti energy as the first card, which is 19 in the sun. So let's see what that says. Shakti is the divine feminine fire. She is the body awakened with light. She is the divine feminine, and she is the kundalini, the energetic force that moves through us, triggered by love that leads to enlightenment of our body. With our kundalini coming alive within us, we cannot remain as we once were. It is impossible. We may try to lead the same lives and be the same in our relationship patterns and perhaps even behave properly, but it simply cannot be done. Soon our disguise slips and people wonder, what happened to her? What's gotten into him? We are on fire with the divine, and we cannot help but misbehave. We are no longer satisfied with trying to be the good child or fearing we are the bad child. We know ourselves instead to be the divine child, which came up today as teaching D, learning. The child divine lives fully and with passionate fire, not doing things the way they're supposed to be done perhaps, but living instead from the heart. Our body may ache as we burn through old pains, and sometimes the light within may seem so bright that it blinds us for the moment. But that will pass, and the misbehaving will suddenly be seen for what it is. The old rules just don't fit anymore. You don't plug a globe capable of illuminating the whole world into the bedside reading lamp without burning the house down, or burning down the house. It's best to let that light shine as it was meant to in the big arena. Shakti is making your light grow, beloved. Be prepared to shine brighter. This oracle brings you a message. You're going through energetic shifts in your subtle anatomy. Because your energy body and physical body have already begun to merge with each other, the energetic shifts will affect your physical body too. It is always wise to consult a healthcare practitioner, but at least some of your physical challenges at the moment, from aches and pains to tiredness, are due to this energetic awakening. Take responsible action as you feel necessary, such as tending to your physical well-being with healthcare that feels supportive, but also remember to rest. Get some time in nature and nurture your body as it is spiritual awakening into greater light. I have watched you hurting and felt helpless to make life better for you. Loving you is having to make choices to let you be who you are, who you become, and all the who's yet to come. To love you is to ride the waves of your passionate embrace for life, ever mindful of the change in the wind and the occasional tempest brewing. Loving you is having to make choices, knowing it isn't my fault. I can still choose to take it personally, or just be, while I listen and watch you unfold. Your heart is a beauty I will always love. It's the part of you that hasn't changed much over time. And when I lie beside you and hear you breathe, when I touch your skin or caress your hair, you are timeless, and I choose loving you. And rise and be love, you guys. Remember your water, sleep, joy, and nature.